were yesterday talking about the tainted blood campaign. These are the haemophiliacs and those who had blood transfusions or treatments that were tainted. As a result, many of them have received HIV and hepatitis C. They have been fighting now for many years. They are not giving up. They were off to see Anne Milton MP yesterday. How did they get on? We'll find out a little bit later on.
BBC Coventry and Warwickshire.
More still to come. Yesterday on the show, we talked and revisited a campaign, actually, that we've been voicing concerns about for quite some time. It's the Tainted Blood campaign. These are a handful, and I say a handful, a few thousand people in this country who some years ago, perhaps as haemophiliacs or not, received blood that or treatment that was infected, and it has resulted in many of them becoming HIV or having hepatitis C. They've been campaigning for years now to get some sort of recognition and compensation from the government. Well, yesterday we talked with a couple of the campaigners, Joseph from Coventry and also Mark Ward from the Tainted Blood campaign, as he was off to see Anne Milton MP. Well, how did they get on? You'll find out in just a moment.
Annie Othen. BBC Coventry and Warwickshire.
On the show, we've been following the story of Joseph Peaty, who was one of the 5,000 people who were infected with hepatitis and in some cases HIV after receiving infected blood from the NHS. Joseph is from Olseley in Coventry. We spoke with him yesterday, as indeed we spoke with Mark Ward, the secretary of the Tainted Blood campaign, who told us his story.
As a schoolboy, I was infected with numerous viruses, but including HIV, hepatitis C.
And you got that from the contaminated blood that you received as a haemophiliac?
From my treatment, yes, yeah. As a child. At the age of 14, I was told that I had AIDS and I wasn't going to grow up and leave school. Basically, if I was lucky, I might have 3 to 5 years to live.
Well, Mark met with the Under-Secretary for State for Health, Anne Milton, down in London yesterday. I asked him what he wanted from her.
I want her to address the true horrors and the true scale of the destruction of lives that have been forced upon the haemophilia and bleeding disorder community. We need closure, but we actually need support financially, but as people, not commodities.
Well, Mark joins me on the line now. Mark Ward, good morning. Good morning. Did she address the, as you called it, the huge scale of problems that you and your friends and colleagues face?
No, she didn't. She gave nothing to us, but she took nothing away. The government, no, and Anne Milton herself did say that she can understand that we're angry, we're disappointed, and the review didn't go really far enough with the amount of people that wanted the help. It was very much, I felt, almost like a reconnaissance exercise to see how angry we really are.
And did she get the message loud and clear as to how angry and upset
yes,
you are
definitely.
As a group of campaigners?
Yes, definitely. I would like to say also a huge thank you to my fellow campaigners in there. We had a unified front. There was just a huge show of strength because we all come from unique, different areas. One of my fellow campaigners is a female haemophiliac, which is actually quite very, very rare. But you've also got the widows, you've got a father, and you've got the different angles coming in, but we all made it perfectly clear to her that we have basically been let down once again by yet another government.
Do you think that Anne Milton understood the feeling of the tainted blood community, and did she say if there was going to be any kind of financial assistance for you all?
No. I believe as a person and her background as being an ex-nurse, yes, she understood where we were coming from and was quite sympathetic. I mean, I will give her that, she is a person. But with regards to money, she kept sidestepping that and said there would not be anything until the next comprehensive spending review, which we don't know when that will be. She did make a promise that she would write to the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister Andrew Lansley, telling them how angry and disappointed the community is. And she did also say that she would look into the criteria of the stage 2, this arbitrary stage 2, where you almost go from being not very well to dying.
Having said that, Mark, you've come away from this meeting, you've all gone down to London. I would imagine for some of you that would have been, just on health grounds, quite a challenge in some cases. You have just all been very measured over the months and years, in fact, that I've talked to you as a group. What struck me is that none of you have got absolutely angry and outraged at the treatment that you've received. Do you not think now is the time to do that?
I could say yes and no there, really, Annie, because yes, I would love to tell David Cameron, I would love to tell them exactly how my life and everybody else's life has been destroyed. But I actually think if we were to let go, we would lose it, because we've all been damaged so badly. We're beyond repair, psychologically, and as I said, as lives. I was thinking also yesterday on the way home, what you asked me, what I want from this, and I'd just like to say this goes really for everybody, that we want to be able to spend the rest of the time we have left with dignity, because we've never been given any respect or shown any kind of compassion. It's always been contempt. And this isn't just about money, it's about us as people and our right to life. Because my right to life and all the little boys that were sentenced to death, our right to life was taken away. Some of us, before we were even born, they had made decisions which condemned us to death. And until the government say, yes, okay, we really screwed up here and we must put this right, these people must not suffer anymore and nobody must suffer again in a future like this. We will help them every which way we can. But they haven't. They've tried to shout us down, talk us down, trodden all over us. As you said yesterday, they're waiting for us all to die. But what they do forget is, because of people like yourself and all the others that believe in us, our loved ones and families, because we've been treated so appallingly over the years, they will just continue to fight this fight, and it will go on. And if they want us to go to them and fight virus by virus, well, we've got dozens, and in the long run, it's going to cost them billions and billions of pounds, because they will have to deal with this at some point. And I may be long dead and gone, but my family would definitely carry the fight on.
Mark Ward, thank you very much indeed from the Tainted Blood campaign, and obviously we'll keep you updated on their